Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone XR and compare it against the iPhone 12 and see which particular phone is a better one for you in 2024. Now, the thing I would definitely tell you between both of these devices is that they're both very good. I like these phones a lot and they're both still supported with software. So in their own way, they definitely are, still relevant. But I probably would tell you the iPhone 12, as you could probably tell, is a significantly better phone in almost every single way. And we'll talk about that throughout this whole entire video. So if you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description, or some of the newer ones I'd recommend buying. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off side by side, you can definitely tell between both, they kind of have their own things going on. With the iPhone XR, you were getting a 6.1-inch Retina IPS panel on it. And it was a pretty good looking panel. I still think it looks like an okay panel. It came out in 2018. And even then, IPS panels were pretty rare. But now, you can still see that we're still getting them on some iPhones. With this thing, you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. You're getting the notch up top, which still looks pretty okay. So you still get a lot of devices that have notches. You're getting an IPS panel 60 Hz display on this one too. So it's in an okay panel. It's not terrible by any means, but definitely for the most part, you were definitely getting a much better looking lens on different devices than this particular phone, for sure, in terms of the screen. The iPhone 12, on the other hand, this one is the same exact size. So it's still 6.1 inches, Super Retina XDR OLED display on this one. You're getting the notch up top too, but this is a much more modern feeling device. You're getting flat sides on this particular phone, which feel a lot better than the curved side you're getting on the XR. So flat side over curved side is definitely a big plus. You're getting the flat side at the very top, flat side at the bottom. Very, very nice stuff on the iPhone 12. And the display is significantly better in every single way than the iPhone XR. So that right there in and of itself is a very, very big thing going on for the iPhone 12. It's a much more modern feeling phone than the iPhone XR. In terms of the side, you can kind of tell what's going on too. And between both, you can kind of see that between both these devices, the iPhone 12 is giving you this flat side, which still looks pretty good. The iPhone XR is giving you this curved side. You're getting the volume buttons in the exact same spot. The SIM card tray is on this side of the iPhone 12. You're getting the ringer on-off switches at the very top. Not much is going on. And at the bottom, you're getting these lightning ports, which again are very cool. I love having lightning, but you are getting USB-C now, which is a pretty big deal. On the back side, you're getting these glass backs on both. The white model of the iPhone 12 is so hard to see, but essentially you are getting these full-on glass backs on both. The camera setup, you're getting a single camera on the XR, dual camera setup on the iPhone 12. And overall on the outside, I like the way both these phones look. I think they definitely hold up very well in a lot of different ways. And if I'm going to go through and pick up some sort of device, these two things are very, very solid. And this in and of itself is a very cool thing going on for these particular devices. So this in and of itself gets a thumbs up for me. Now you're getting wireless charging on the back of both of these and a lot of other things like that too. But definitely when it comes down to it, I definitely think that both these devices are very, very solid without a doubt. So this in and of itself gets a thumbs up for me. Now, another big thing is software. Both these phones are still supported with software as of this point. But if you're wanting the phone that's going to be getting a longer lasting supported phone, the iPhone 12 is probably going to be the better way to go for a majority of people. This phone is going to be giving you a much longer supported device. And if I were you, and if I'm going to go and pick up a phone, I definitely would want to pick one up that definitely is going to be getting a longer lasting device. And the iPhone 12 is not going to necessarily last the iPhone XR is not going to last as long as the iPhone 12. This phone could last maybe up until iOS 20 if we're lucky. The iPhone XR is probably going to end off on iOS 17 if I'm being honest. So that's kind of what we're seeing for these particular devices from that particular perspective as well. Now let's go into speed comparison. The iPhone 12 has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 GB of RAM, where the iPhone XR has that Apple A12 Bionic chip inside of it with 3 GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background. The XR is here, the 12 is here. So let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing. Music 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 12 was, I think, faster. Getting out of here. Camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Let's get into their app stores. 3, 2, 1. And you can see the iPhone 12 was faster, but this one did get into it in a little bit of a different type of display. Scrolling through here, I can kind of tell that the iPhone 12 is a little bit less glitchier. They're both 60 Hz panels, so it's not like you're going to be seeing massive differences for the most part. Clicking back up at the very top, about the same thing. Hopping out of both these, we do have some other third-party applications right here. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Again, not the biggest game of all time, but it is a really good one that I like testing because it does kind of showcase a few things here and there. So you can kind of see again which one will be faster, and I do think it does kind of look like the iPhone 12 might end up being the faster one here when it kind of comes down to it. The iPhone 10R a little bit slower, but not the biggest deal in the world. But you can see, I mean, definitely when it comes down to it, the iPhone 12 is the faster one. 10R just slightly slower for the most part. Clicking play, let's see if there's any big differences here, which I really don't think there's going to be. Hopping out of here, let's get into a different app. Let's going into something like, I mean, we have Genshin Impact 321. This is a pretty massive game when it comes down to it. So this in and of itself is a very, very cool thing. And I hope that iPhone 12 is faster. You're spending more money on the iPhone 12, so you would expect that phone to kind of be faster when it kind of comes down to it. And you can see that it did get into the loading panel significantly faster, not significantly, but noticeably faster than the 10R. And that's going to trickle down to the actual performance of both these devices as well when it actually comes down to it. We have like Roblox here too, which I don't even know where that's at on this particular phone. I don't even know if I have Roblox on here anymore. But I will tell you, for a lot of these types of applications, you're definitely going to be getting very, very interesting types of experiences. There's not necessarily going to be like one particular phone that I look at and be like, oh my goodness, this is the reason why you should go and upgrade. You're going to be getting very, very, I would say, lots of overlap here for the most part, but the iPhone 12 is going to be giving you a significantly better experience, in terms of the performance side. So if you're wanting the phone that's going to be a faster device, and definitely the iPhone 12 is going to be the one that I recommend for you. For the average person out there, definitely a device, and you're getting more RAM too, which is another really big asset for that type of phone. So from that side of things, that kind of covers it up there. Now on top of that, with the iPhone 10R and the iPhone 12, there's a pretty big difference here in terms of the cameras. So between both, I mean, you're getting a single camera setup on the iPhone 10R. The iPhone 12, you're getting a dual camera setup. And this is probably going to be a big issue here because it's a pretty significant difference here. You're going to be getting an ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 12, and you're getting 4K at 60 on the back, but you're also getting 4K at 60 on the front of the iPhone 12. The 10R is only giving you 4K at 60 on the front and 1080p on the front, which is still good enough for the most part, but I'd prefer having 4K at 60 on the front nowadays. You see right here, for the most part, you're able to zoom in and zoom out. There's not even a number associated with it at the bottom, which is kind of funny. Getting video mode, photo mode, time-lapse. At the very end, you're getting portrait mode and panorama mode. So it still is like a pretty decent camera, and I'm still like a fan of it for the most part. But I don't know, I will definitely tell you kind of when it comes down to it, the iPhone 12 is definitely a significantly better camera. This one's going to be giving you that additional ultra-wide sensor, which is really nice to have, and that's something that I actually really like about these types of lenses. You're getting 0.5x zoom here, you're getting 5x zoom here. You're getting, video mode, slow mode, time lapse, portrait mode, panorama mode. It still is like a pretty decent camera when it comes down to it. Like, I'm still a very big fan of this type of phone, but I will definitely tell you, the iPhone 12 is a significantly better phone, I think, than the iPhone 10R. Pretty much every single way you look at it, you're going to be getting a much better looking phone and a much better performing phone from the iPhone 12. Better display, better build quality, better cameras, longevity, like this phone's going to be lasting longer. The iPhone 12 is kind of a no-brainer. The iPhone 10R, there really isn't a big reason why I would look at a phone like this and be like, okay, like go buy it. There just really isn't that big of a reason. I mean, if you want to get a really cheap budget phone for iPhone, then this one is like a decent option, but you are much better off buying something like, that's still supported, so this phone is still good, but the 12 is a much better phone, I would say, than the iPhone 10R, and that's just kind of how it's summed up in this particular comparison. So from that particular perspective, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.